Hello everyone, it's Flygon here, and we're here with part 20 of Pokemon Emerald. This part is called Sunken Ship, and if you're smart, you probably know where we're going to be going today in this episode. In the last part, we defeated the Psychic Gym, and now we're just going to pick something up that we forgot to pick up in the last episode. It's the Super Rod. Now, off screen I did a little bit of grinding, I got everyone up to level 44. That's all. As you can tell by the title of this episode, we're going to be looking at the abandoned ship that is on this route near Dewford City. There's a couple of cool items that you can get there. And since they've still not fully evolved yet, we're going to put Flygon in the first part of our, in the first spot in our party, so he can level up and evolve, and finally start pulling his weight on the team, because as he stands at the moment, he's quite useless. Kind of like me in person. I believe the soundtrack here is quite unique. Or, well, unique in the sense that it doesn't play in any other location in the game. I think. You can come here as soon as you get Surf, but it's better to wait until you get Dive so you can access the whole area rather than just part of it. As you can tell by their levels, the developers kind of wanted you to come here a bit earlier, but it's not worth it. You may have also noticed that Coctimus is no longer my surfer. I gave them Dive instead of Surf, and I gave Surf to Pixel. Because Aggron can learn Surf, for whatever strange reason. What? Kid thought I was his mother, when I am clearly not? Very odd. We're going to throw some stuff out. I should really sell these valuable items. That I can get to. And so can that. And so can that. only to pick up another bit of mail, which I'm just going to throw away because I don't want it. I mean, can you blame me? You may be thinking, it's dangerous to pit a dragon and ground type against an ice type, and you might be right. In fact, you are right, it is quite dangerous. Thankfully, I'm almost 20 levels stronger than them, so it doesn't really matter. Throughout this episode, you may notice that there's been some sound oddities and some frame rate oddities. I'm really not sure why it's been doing this as of lately. It's been doing this with my other series as well. But it's only just started doing it recently, so it's hard to say what's causing it. Nevertheless, I'm going to try and fix it soon. And then we should be back to having passable quality videos. You'd be right, there are amazing things on board. The battles here are fairly nondescript. So if you're really hurting for experience, then this place isn't too bad to visit. And that's a very sad day. Sunday? More like sad day. Yeah, you can see the weird frame clipping. I'm really not sure what's been causing it, since it's not been doing this often, it's only been doing it recently. Like, maybe it's because I've had other things open whilst recording? I don't know, I don't think that'd affect it too badly. Obligatory always checking the trash cans just in case there might be an item in there, even though there never is. These two are interesting, the Volbeat and Illumis, because, I don't know, I get that they're another sort of like paired set of mons, but I think these ones are actually usable. Don't quote me on that. I don't know if they are, or if they are not. Either way, they weren't usable for those two. Haha. Since they don't evolve, they also have good experience. This is a cool key to have. Aggron is the only Pokemon to use Surf. Anyone else can just go away. Now here's our first look at the dive mechanic. It's pretty nondescript, just swim around underwater. Now here's the fun room puzzle, where you need to just pick up keys and take them to your respective rooms. Jeez, oh. Yeah, just pick up the keys and then just take them to the room and keep doing it until you get to the last one. Some of them are more awkward than others, as you will soon come to see. So there's two twinkles. There's a rain dance DM. There's only one key in each room. However, other twinkles will appear to throw you off, and they will just be trash. Like me! And apparently I didn't pick up on that whilst recording. And you have to go into this part to get, like, the twinkles. And then you need to go in here and check out the room because they're connected. Whilst going off the twinkles from the little scouting area, which is the room 5 door. And there's the room 2 key. I can't quite remember what was in this part, or well, in room 2. But I do know that it's roughly at this part where the audio issues start getting worse, and I really don't know why. So if anyone who happens to be watching this could actually tell me what the issue is, or if you've ever experienced anything like that, let me know in the comments below. Or messages, that works as well. And of course the first step we take ends up being a tentacle. This will be a slightly shorter episode than normal. Just under the, just past the 25-minute mark. And your reward is Ice Beam TM. Ice Beam is a fantastic move. It's got very good coverage. And it will always hit if there's no accuracy modifiers in play, or evasion modifiers. And it is also fairly potent. This guy tells you to go bring it back to his boss. So that wraps it up for the abandoned ship. Meaning we're free to leave, and leave this area behind. Now, the last time we were here, we actually missed out on some of the fights here, so we're just going to go back and quickly get them done. Now you're in for the terrible Thunderbolt sound glitch here, which paired with the already heavily suffering audio quality here, is just going to be nothing short of a treat for your ears, dear viewers. You hear that? It's music to your ears, isn't it? Also, this guy has too many Skarmories. Have I mentioned that I don't like Skarmory? I really don't. I'm sorry, I should really be talking to cover up this horrible noise. So, how are you today? I was fine, thank you. Sorry I've not been uploading as much Emerald as I should be as of late. Just been busy and not being too motivated. Because I put a bit more effort into editing this than I do with Advance Wars. Like, I actually dub over these parts now. And yeah. Also, Flygon is finally evolving. So you can enjoy this nice evolution sequence with a spicy new sound effect on top of it. Aren't you lucky? Apparently this glitch is quite rare though. And there you had it. The full team is assembled and at max power. Now I'm just going to quickly reset so we don't have to suffer through this sound effect anymore. Back in a moment. And here we are again. The audio should be fixed. I certainly hope so anyway. Because otherwise, well, aren't we in trouble? This is another PP up. I'm very tempted to just feed them Jaffa for Hyper Beams. Let's take a quick look at Flygon's new stats. They're much better than they were before. Now it's actually capable of doing some damage. Now we're just gonna deal with the last few trainers on this route before we call it quits here. And then we'll probably continue on to do the ocean parts another episode. Because everyone wants to get back to Hoen's Oceans. Like, everyone does. And if they say they don't, well, then they're a big liar. You should call them out as such. Because lying is bad and unchristian and will get you kicked from my Minecraft server. Zonk doesn't have an official Minecraft server, so don't ask. It would be nice if it did. I think. This is just a fairly nondescript part here. I was half tempted to skip over it. Oh well. Speed it up and put some music over it. The irony on this moment is delightful. Or well, no, in a moment. Or is it even irony? No, it wouldn't be irony. It'd just be slightly amusing. Well, never mind. Because I think that's a word that gets thrown around too easily these days. Irony. Like, people will just use it to describe something they think is funny. But the actual definition of it is slightly more nuanced. Yeah, you gotta have a master's degree in English to figure this out. The nuances behind the word irony. Now here's another random question. What is your thoughts on communism? I'm not talking about the so-called real communism that just hasn't been tried yet. I'm just interested to hear what people have to say about it, because it seems to be picking up in all the rage recently, and it's just kind of strange. I personally think it's ridiculous, and the whole movement should be shut down as soon as possible. Because, well, we don't want another 10 million deaths on top of the fake communism that hasn't been tried yet. Now do we? No, we don't. I'm sorry for this very lackluster commentary at the very late, and I'm very tired at the moment. You can bump into all sorts of crazy things whilst you're surfing, like this caliper for instance. Oh boy. Of course it misses. And then of course it goes for protect again. And it finally hits. And of course, it one-shots it. But yeah, just real communism hasn't been tried yet, and under real communism, we wouldn't have so many dead people, and everyone would be rich, and all the real workers like the steel workers, they would be airbrushed under because that's not real communism. And the guys who pick and clean turnips all day, not them either. That's not real communism. It just hasn't been tried yet. Come on, guys. We need to spread it. You understand? We need to overthrow the bourgeois, guys. Come on. That's how we're going to make things fair and good for everybody. That's how we're going to. That's just how we're going to make the world a better place. by spreading communism in the West. We're going to take it from the East. We're going to spread it all across the world. The world will be painted red in the blood of the capitalist scum. And that, my friends, that is real communism. Imagine it. Imagine living in a society where every man and woman can just get everything, everyone for nothing. Not everyone with nothing. No, not anything silly or realistic like that. Just everybody with something, and everyone will be equal, and everything will be good, and nobody will be dying of starvation, and everything else like that. We can just pretend that doesn't exist, because that's not real communism. That's just a bunch of lies that have been created by the bourgeois, and holy fuck, it's 3 o'clock in the morning. I should stop talking about this. This is ridiculous. This has been Zonk. Have a good night, and remember, communism is stupid. Like, subscribe, comment, share if you enjoyed, and see you next week.